TuneFM has been operating and broadcasting music to the youth of Armidale for the past 37 years.
We've just celebrated our 37th birthday.
TuneFM was developed by a group of 5 uni students and their physics professor, Neville Fletcher.
TuneFM was first broadcast on the 27th of April 1970 on a closed wireless loop around the colleges. The first song broadcast was God Save the Queen.
God Save the Queen!
TuneFM is the only broadcaster outside metropolitan centres to cater for today's youth.
Good evening, you are on The New with Tegan and Emma on TuneFM.
The purpose of The New is just to basically play all the new music that Tune gets in. We've got new stuff from Kiss Chasey, Cute is What We Aim For, Justice, Green Day, Dirty Secrets, Hilltop Hoods, Beautiful Girls, and much more.
I present and produce a program called Airtime, which is 2 hours each week. It's on Australian independent music. It's actually a pre-recorded program that's sent down to Sydney and distributed nationally via the Community Radio Network.
You are listening to The Underground here on TuneFM 106.9. The Underground is Tune's indie music show. Favourite thing about working at Tune is the amount of music that you get to listen to.
I'm passionate about independent music. It's the place where all the new stuff's happening, the interesting stuff that you're not going to hear elsewhere.
It's really good to hear bands that you haven't really heard before, and especially Australian bands who don't seem to get as much airplay and aren't as popular.
Probably the most rewarding thing is when you hear people say, oh yeah, I heard that on your program, that people go and check out these bands after they've heard it. You get feedback from bands that this has all happened and that you've actually helped them out.
Favourite thing about doing The New?
Hearing a lot of bands that might get big soon and you played them first.
Get to introduce lots of music to hopefully a slightly wider community.
Meet a lot of people who also are passionate about music.
This is a really good opportunity.
To grow in confidence and to develop communication skills.
For the university students, it gives them an opportunity to have an outlet where they can express their views, as well as listen to the views of others.
Many people dream of having their voice broadcast across radio. If you are one, then community radio might be a good place to start. Putting together a show is much more than just turning up and DJing. Presenters have an option to use records, CDs or MP3s. They have to back announce the music and inform the audience about relevant topics.
There's a fair bit of planning involved. We need to sit down and work out an actual playlist before we even get near the studio. Think about the tracks that are relevant for current news or new releases, but from there move into the studio.
But we're under significant challenge by the government's decision to withdraw funding through voluntary student unionism legislation, and that left a financial problem for the viability of the station.
Biggest challenge, probably VSU. Not knowing whether we'd have a station.
The station is such an important asset to the university and to the city of Armidale. It was important to underpin it financially.
In today's media world, music is everywhere, with the radio being heard in shopping centres, cars, houses, cafes and offices nationwide. A trend which the second Vice-Chancellor of UNE, Professor Zelman Cowan, recognised.
I think that's a great opportunity.